Hi, in this video, I'm going to go over how to complete a soapstone. So you're going to be receiving several soapstone writings while we're reading the things they carried. Some of them are slightly different from others. So I'm going to show you bits and pieces of each of them and sort of talk you through them. So every single time you open up a soapstone assignment, at the very top, you're going to see this link to a soapstone cheat sheet. This is what it looks like when you click on it. And what I do is I walk you through each of the sections. Subject words. What are subject words? Well, that's what is the story about? What words or phrases pop into your mind? So these are about, you should be able to find about 10 words that capture what the story or the song or the chapter or the book is about. They're single words. Family, love, revenge, right? Vengeance, whatever it might be, that is what you're doing for subject words. Now, occasion is what was happening when this was written. What was happening that the author or the artist wanted to capture in that story or song or chapter or book. Occasion, what was happening. Audience, who was meant to hear it? Who was it written for? Was this chapter directed towards a certain group of people or a certain person in general? Purpose. Now, for purpose, I have a couple of things pulled up for you, and I'll show you the other thing in a minute, but here's a breakdown of what it is. The purpose is, why was this written? What was the purpose? You're going to write it in a certain format. It must be in this format or it is wrong. You will have the word to, so you think in your mind, the purpose is to blank, so plus a verb, and I have a verb list for you that you can look at. So to discover, to explain, whatever it might be. So to plus the verb, and then you're going to make sure three of your subject words follow that. Now, you won't necessarily just list the three subject words because that's really kind of elementary. What we're looking for is for you to develop something. For example, to question society's expectations, actions, and lack of understanding, encouraging them to seek the truth and support the idea of one world. That was the purpose for one of the Black Eyed Peas songs that we listened to at the beginning of the year. So you'll notice that we have to, we have the verb, and then we do have our three subject words, lack of understanding, truth, one world. But all these other words are in here to help it make sense, to develop it further, and that's what we're expecting you to do. Speaker, whose point of view is this in? Sometimes you're going to be asked to tell me first person, second person, third person, or who is it that is telling us this story? From whose point of view is it? So in the things they carried, many times you're going to know who is telling the story. Okay? Then you're going to be providing adjective-noun combos. Remember, an adjective is a describing word, and noun is a person, place, or thing. So frustrated father, hostile woman, loving teacher. Make sure you can explain why you picked those. Tone is the author's attitude. I have a tone list on there for you. And literary devices. We provided you with a list of literary devices. So let's take a look real quick at one of these. Here is a soapstone. Here it's asking you for the author, the occasion. We talked about the occasion. When, why was it published? Subject words, we discussed those. Those are just going to be single words or two words put together, however you decide to do that. And the purpose. Now, we want you to write the purpose the way we described it. I gave you a couple of examples just a second ago. Also, what I have linked here is, first I have this tone and verb list that you can click on. So it gives you a whole bunch of tone words that you can use, also a whole bunch of verb words that you can use when you're creating your purpose. Here's another example of a purpose right here. And some transition words that may also be able to help you. So you have access to this list, not only by the purpose, but also by the tone. Also, I have linked this purpose PowerPoint that we did with you with Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian. Purpose is the same no matter what story you're reading. So this just kind of walks you through how to write a purpose. and it gives you some specific examples of good ones and bad ones, how to do it. So it's giving you examples from a different book, but this may be helpful to you as you're writing your purpose. The next thing you'll be doing is the theme. So remember, theme is a complete sentence, and not only is a theme a complete sentence, but it has to be able to be applied universally, meaning the theme is a lesson that I can apply to my life, you can apply to your life, your parents can use, Mr. Smith can use, your grandparents can use. So what you're being asked for here is a quote that supports the theme that you write. Now, I've provided you with a link that this talks you through the themes, helps explain what a theme is. It's a universal statement. It must be in a complete sentence. It has to have a because statement or answer the question why in order to be well developed. It cannot be cliche. It can't be kind to one another. Well, you didn't learn that from that story. You learned something specifically. How can you determine a theme? Maybe you're struggling. Well, what was this mostly about? Was it about family? Okay. If it was about family, what about family did I learn from reading this? And then you want to add the because part to the end. All right. Now, some themes that we've been working with, people can learn from mistakes and triumphs of past generations. And underneath each of these, I explain to you how to develop those themes further. So this is something that maybe you want to take a look at to help you create and develop a very good theme. Next, as we go down, you have to list the speakers. So sometimes this will look different on different worksheets. And this one, we're giving you the two speakers. And you're going to give us adjective, noun combos, and then provide a quote that supports indirect characterization. Now, if you've forgotten what indirect characterization is, I have this video linked here for you, and you can go and watch it, and it will tell you what indirect characterization is, so you should not get this one wrong. This final one on this assignment is asking for conflict, so internal conflict and external conflict, and you're going to be providing a quote to support that. You're going to be doing several soapstones while we're reading this book. So another one that you're going to do is on a chapter called Enemies. I have provided the same instructions on this one. This one has something extra. There are some specific instructions for this. This gives a lot of things away. So I would definitely take a peek at that when you get to this one. As I scroll through this, I see that this is asking you for the same thing that we were asking you for on the other one. However, this one specifically focuses on tone and asks you for 2 tone words and then an example to support that tone. Again, you have a link for what is tone if you need to watch a video about it because you've forgotten what tone is. You also have a verb tone sheet here to help you. Finally, you will be writing an essay at the end of this book. To prepare for that essay, you're going to be doing a soapstone for the entire book. Well, I take that back. You're going to be assigned a specific chapter and something to do within that. So this is what this worksheet is going to look like. Again, you have the cheat sheet, you have author, subject words, occasion information, audience information. You're going to have to think about your prompts. This is going to be a little bit different. There's 2 different purposes you're going to be writing on this one. Depends on your prompt. But again, I put how to write a good purpose on here so that you had that. Also included the tone verb sheet because you're providing 2 tones. Literary devices in this one. You're going to be including some literary devices. If you've forgotten all of your literary devices, here is a worksheet to help you understand those. Hopefully this video helped you prepare to complete your soapstone. If you have any questions, please email us, but please make sure you click on all of the links first.